In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my KDP income report for 2022. Now, first things first, this is also part of a playlist, and if you'd like to see the rest of my income reports in that playlist, you can click right there right now in the right hand corner of the screen and on that card. Now, what we're going to do is take a quick look at lifetime of my account, and then we're going to go into 2022 so we can see how many books I sold and how much I made for 2022. Now, if we take a look here over my whole account, I've now earned $147,000, and I've been publishing since 2018. So this year, come November, this will be my 5th year of publishing, which is crazy because it only feels like yesterday when I first started. Anyway, if we take a look just here, we can see my sales throughout these past years, and we can see I also do have some ups and I have some downs. Christmas was fairly good, and I earned $6,951 just for December. Now, if we scroll down to round about here, we can see that over lifetime of my account, I've now sold over 74,000 books, which again, I always think this is absolutely crazy. Now, let's go back up to the top because I want to go into 2022 so we can take a look just how much I earned. So right off the bat, for 2022, we can see that I earned $40,918, and from my 4,081 books. Now, this is not all profit because I do run ads as well, so nearer the end of the video we will be deducting my ad spend for 2022 so we can see my profit for the year. Now, if we take a look here, we can see that my two best months were February last year, where I earned $7,102, and then my second best month was December last month, where I earned $6,951. Then in between I had some ups and downs, with here making $3,800, and my lowest month of the year was actually July, where I earned $1,700. Now, if we change this to units sold, we can see that here in February I sold 3,500 books, and then in December I sold 3,100, and then the lowest being only 855 books back in July. Now, let's change this back to earnings and let's start scrolling through the page so we can take a look. Now, right here we can see that 3 of my books actually brought in half of my royalties, and that's for the whole year. Now, if we come to here as well, we can see that if we change this back for a second, 90% of my sales came from Amazon.com, and for good reason. That's the website, the main marketplace where I sell my books, and that's where I do all of my research. Now, why is that? Well, it's because Amazon.com gets the most traffic out of all of the Amazon websites. I believe it's in the billions that they get every month. Billions of visits every single month, so that's why I like to do my research and create my books for the Amazon.com marketplace. But then we can see that I sold 5.5% here in the UK, 3.2% over in Canada, and then just a little bit in other marketplaces. If we change this here, we can see that that's 37,000 from Amazon.com, 2.3 thousand from here in the UK, and 1.3 thousand from in Canada, and again just a little bit on other marketplaces. Now, if we look here, we can see that on this map the majority of my sales do come from America, and again I've just explained why. And now if we come all the way down to round about here, we can see that that $40,918 earned is because I sold 20,157 units. Now, I'm extremely happy with this, and this is actually round about the same earnings as what I made the previous year, and I'll show you that nearer the end of the video. Now, my best selling book for last year was this top one. Now this is actually in the Valentine's Day niche, and I sold 3,556 units, making $8,929. Now I do run ads on that one as well, so just keep that in mind. But this second one, this is all completely organic. This is one of my adult colouring books, and I sold 3,296 units, making $6,699. Now the one below that, my third bestseller, I sold 2,623, making $5,300. This again is another adult colouring book, along with this one just here, and I can't run ads on these because there is type of a profanity on the front cover, and when you have profanity or anything like that on the front cover, you can't actually run ads. So these two top ones were all organic. Then my fourth bestseller, I sold 1,456, making $2,530. This is actually a Halloween kids style book. Usually this tends to do fairly well every year, but last year, come Q4, it didn't perform as well as previous years. Then we have my fifth bestseller for last year, where I sold 1,497 units, making $2,323. This one is another Valentine's Day book, which tends to do fairly well. And then this one just here, so I sold 1,099 units, making $2,220, and this one is just a composition notebook. Now the next one, I'll do a few more of these and explain what type of book it is as well. This one just here, not the second, I sold 815 units, making 1,447. This again is just another composition notebook slash kind of notebook. So in my top 10, I do actually have composition notebooks that do fairly well. Now this one just here, I sold 637 units, making $1,102. This is a Christmas style themed book that again tends to do fairly well every year, but Q4 just gone didn't perform as well as previous years. Then this one I sold 398, making $928, and this is another Valentine's Day book. Now this one just here was a brand new book which I published round about October, November time. I think it was the end of October. This was all completely organic as well, and I sold 315 units, making $828. Now if we slowly scroll through all of these, you can see the sales for these books. So I sold 228, 262, 96, 134, and we can see if we keep scrolling all the books that I did sell in 2022, and we can see that it's quite a few books. Again, I sold just over 20,000. Now if we go up to the top to roundabout here, we're now going to go over to my Amazon.com advertising account and my UK advertising account. We're going to get the numbers from there and then deduct it from these earnings. So here in Amazon.com advertising account, we can see that I've now spent over $26,000, making $93,000 in sales with an ACOS of around 28%, and I've had 10,000 orders from running ads. Now if we click on here for a second, we can see the impressions, the clicks. So altogether over the whole lifetime, which is since 2019, I've had 116,000 clicks. My average cost per click is around 23 cents, and that click-through rate at 0.65. Now right here, if we go on to lifetime, the only issue is we can't actually look at last year's advertising spend. So what I went ahead and done is started here in January, just here. This is 631. I went through the whole year. So if we take a look, I spent $51 there. Here I spent 500, but I went through, added all of this up, and then I've put it into a notepad. So right here is all of my ad spend on Amazon.com for last year, and that totals $7,145. Now, I also went through my advertising account here in the UK. Here in the UK, I don't really tend to spend that much or run many ads. I tried over the Q4 period, but I think I am going to slowly stop this again. But altogether, I've spent £2,378, making £7,786 in sales. Remember, that's not royalties, that's just sales. I've had 14,000 clicks, over 1,000 orders, and my ACOS is around 30%. Now again, what I went through and did was go through every month last year. So it started, if we go along, that's October. So October, November, so it started, so that's May 2021. If we look just here, last year I started running ads in October, and then there was November, and then there was December. So again, I went through, totaled this up, that was £21, £93, £177. I did use a converter just to see how much it is in dollars, roughly, because the exchange rate obviously does change. But that equates to $26 there, $114 and $217. Now together, that's $357. So altogether, for 2022, my ad spend was $7,502. No, $7,502.88. Now remember, that's kind of an average, a rough estimate, because of exchange rates and things like that. So now let's head on over back to here. Now let's pull up that calculator. So let's go here. That's 40,918 and 38 cents minus my ad spend. So if we pull that up just here and take that to there, so that's minus $7,502 and $2.88, and that gives me, let's do that again, equals $33,415.50. Now, I'm extremely happy with this. I know a lot of people that make a lot less. I know a lot of people who make a lot more. But your income will be in direct proportion to how much time and effort you put into running your business. The people I know who make a lot more than this spend at least 8 hours a day working on KDP. But for me personally, I don't work 8 hours a day on KDP or low content books. Far from it. I work a few hours every day, but last year I didn't work nowhere near as much as what I should have. Now, if I would have worked a lot more, then my income probably would have been a lot more than this. But again, I'm extremely happy with these results, because if we go over to a dollars to pound converter, I've plugged in that 33,000, the profit, not how much I earned, and the profit is around £27,000. Now, to put that into perspective, when I had a day job working 8 hours a day, I was on minimum wage and I was making around £1,300, £1,400 a month, which works out to like something 16 grand or £16,000 a year. So to make £27,000, pretty passive as well. And just from my low content books, me personally, I'm extremely happy with this. Now, I almost forgot to take a look at previous years because I want to show you that quickly as well. So let's just go ahead and do that. So for 2022, I made the $40,918. Now, this is very similar to the previous year. So if we change this to 2021, we can see that in 2021, I also earned $40,970, with my lowest month being March, and my highest month being in December, but this was very, very similar to 2022. Then I believe in 2020 it was about 10,000 lower, so let's just take a quick look at that as well, and we can see that in 2020 I earned $30,000. And then in 2019, let's go to here, that was round about the same as 2020 as well, and I earned Let's just give that a second while it does its thing. There we go. In 2019, I earned 33,000. Then in 2018 is when I first started, and that was in November. So let's just give that a second as well. So 2018, I made $680. So we can see that 2019 was fairly good, 2020 was fairly good, 2021 I did a lot better, and then with 2022 being roughly round about the same as 2021. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. And if you want to see the rest of my income reports, click right here and watch this playlist.